Oh shoot! I forgot to push the button. What's up, AJ? Shit.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey there.
We're live.
Yeah, we are live.
Woohoo!
I clicked the button and then just like continued trying to set up the show, and I was like, oh wait, I forgot. So we're off to a good start, obviously.
Yeah.
AJ, if I said to you, I heard it from a friend who, I heard it from a friend who. No. Does that do anything for you at all?
I heard it from another. You were messing around.
Oh, thank God. Thank God, dude. I thought like sometimes you think you're in your own little world, right? Like, or that maybe, or sometimes you just think that everybody knows every song you've ever heard, and then you just start singing, and you just get a blank stare, and you're like, "What?"
That song sucks, though.
Listen, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and defend REO Speedwagon, okay? But,
no, it doesn't suck. All the classics are great, but
yeah, they're whatever.
Yeah. Not my favorite song.
I mean, it's fine though. It's like if it was on the radio, I wouldn't change it. Maybe I would.
I don't listen to radio.
I don't know. I guess I don't know why my radio would be tuned to a station that would play REO Speedwagon. But it's like, again, it's not bad. I think it's a kind of a classic.
Yeah, it'd be on our classic rock station here, which played the same goddamn songs for 20, 30, no, like 40, 50 years now.
Bro, do you remember at one point, like Smells Like Teen Spirit ended up on classic rock, and they started referring to that whole 90s era as classic rock. And I was like, whoa. We need to come up with a new name for that era.
Yeah.
Because classic rock is like 70s. Like, you can't call 90s rock classic rock. Come on.
No, it's alternative. It's 90s. It's grunge. It's anything but classic.
Mad Vegan says grocery store music.
Classic rock.
It's not. It's. I mean, you're not wrong. I wouldn't turn it off if I heard it in a grocery store. I think that's how I'm going to start defining that type of music now.
Actually, yeah, that's what we should call 90s rock now, because that's what it's been reduced to. It's grocery store music.
Yeah.
90s, early 2000s.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
It's the grocery store era of music.
I was thinking, more like the mall era of music, like the last hurrah for malls. I was thinking we're talking about REO Speedwagon, saying grocery store music. It's like the kind of the stuff that just no one's really paying attention to, and it's just on in the background, just exists, but no one has much of an opinion on it.
Interstate Love Song was on. It was on at Walmart.
Sorry. Leaving. We can. This is, dude. It's gonna be a rough show. If anybody's getting irritated by this introduction, you might want to tune out now, because this is how the rest of the show is gonna go. I promise.
Oh no, it's gonna be much better. Let's do this.
Nope. There's no evidence to support that theory.
We'll find the evidence. We'll prove it.
Let's go. This is PSVR GameScast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Wise Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure. Ain't that right? She doesn't care. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here without parole in the channel. Over here to my left, your right, it's AJ from The Underground. PSVR Underground.
What's up, Brian?
I want to point out that Games with T in the chat says, I don't think you have the power to turn it off when you're in the grocery store. And he got the joke. I wouldn't turn it off if it was playing in a grocery store. He got the joke.
What's up, T? What is up, Game Cats? Happy
Everyone's deaf now.
Monday. I know that Mondays usually suck. Yes, it's true, but we are here, Brian, with an underground guarantee that we are going to make sure your Monday sucks. Just a little less.
I want my money back already. I don't think you've got the goods to deliver on that promise.
We got this, man. We got this. We got tons of games to talk about. Man, I played 5 different games this weekend. I was juggling different games, played through 5 different stuff. There's a lot. There's some new stuff that came out.
Any of them redacted, or is it all stuff we can talk about?
No, I think it's all stuff we can talk about. Yeah, it's stuff that I've been wanting to get caught up on. There was on top of some of the stealth releases like of Lies and Rain, which was awesome, by the way. There was some other stuff that actually came out recently too, and I've been playing that as well as some games on sale, some updates, all sorts of things.
Listen, you brought up of Lies and Rain, and I'm going to use that as an excuse to jump right on it.
Totally fine.
A couple of things here, AJ. I love the demo. Obviously, I think I might even love the demo more than most. I saw some people who had bigger criticisms than I did. I thought it was looked really good and played really well, VRAF, and I like the the action and the exploration and all of it really appealed to me. But we had so many good things to say about it that I actually forgot to show off this clip.
Some critiques.
No, check it. I was just walking down this hallway, and there were and I started playing with my hands, and I remember when I think it was Nathy who posted this on Twitter about Batman. It was like and showed a very, very similar video clip in Batman, and I was like, there were so many good things to talk about with Of Lies and Rain that like we didn't even talk about. How look at your fingers, like they don't just hit each other, they don't go through each other, right? They actually interact with each other. Almost in a creepy, lifelike way. Like this is that uncanny valley thing, right? Where it's just like, oh, it almost gives me the heebie-jeebies, but it's like fucking pretty realistic. Did you notice that?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I knew about it. I did notice it slightly, but I wasn't like, oh, like I don't know. It is a great, it's a cool little feature. Little details like this obviously enhance VR games, but it's not something I typically like really pay a lot of attention to or really care about but it's cool. That stuff with the Batman, like that clip of that like blew up, but like, it was it's in the big picture of things, like nobody really cared. I don't know. Maybe some people did, but I think it was cool. Like to show off, be like, oh, look what this game does. But when I was playing, it wasn't something like I was like, oh, I just played the game, and
for sure.
But yeah,
for sure.
I think it's a cool feature to have for sure. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. I think this is the footage. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's so VRAF that like it only makes sense that they went that far with the hand interactions. Like when you're walking down a hallway and there's a bunch of stuff on a shelf and you can just take your hand and go and swipe it like this and everything just goes flying. Or if you see a big crate, you can take the lid and just pull it right off. The fact that you can, the fact that the hand thing is there too. It's just nice. It's just nice. It's not necessary for me. And I wouldn't add points to a review score or deduct points from a review score if it was there or not. Yeah. But I think it is. It's just further proof of how much these developers care about all the small details, right? Is it important? No, but the fact that it's there is very cool.
Reese says, yes, we did care, AJ. Moving fingers, I could pick Gordon's nose. 10 out of 10 VR moment.
I just don't know what to do with your volume when you scream into the microphone.
I was staying away from, I don't know.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I should just learn to talk like a normal person. Maybe that would be the better solution. Okay, look. I can relate to some degree when I played Alien Rogue Incursion and you grab the face hugger. I was so impressed with how you could interact with the face hugger and grab it, and you could grab it by each individual leg. You could flop it around. It's like this big floppy reproductive system sticking out. Like it was all gross and disgusting, but it was also really cool. It's the small things, but it's important. But I'm glad you mentioned that because Brian, guess what? Even though I played through Of Lies and Rain a week ago, last Sunday, it was actually something I revisited this weekend as well. And I have played Of Lies and Rain demo 1.5 times.
Nice.
And I have yet to see the chalkboard that literally everybody has seen and everybody is showing off. And I'm like, where is this damn elusive chalkboard?
Everybody is showing it off and they're drawing cats and writing Gamecat's rule on it and saying, must have game. And so taking all sorts of fun screenshots with it.
Yeah.
and I didn't want to admit that I didn't run into it either. I was like, where is this? I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for it the first time, and the second time I like kind of was, but I still didn't see it. And
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Well-
where the hell is this damn? I'm gonna end up spending 5 hours with this demo just finding the damn chalkboard.
Well, I am going to go back into it because the developers on Twitter were talking about the GPU cubes, the upgrade cubes that you find, right?
Yeah.
They're the collectibles that you use to upgrade your abilities. And I found, I don't know, maybe 15 or something. And I was taking my time. I was moving every single barrel. I was looking behind everything. If there was a space, I was looking in it. And they said there's 47 cubes to find in the demo alone.
In the demo.
Yeah, which means I think you can upgrade your character again when I couldn't when I get to the second upgrade station. So
I was gonna say, is it locked? Like,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't imagine you could spend all of those, but that would be pretty cool. But they might encounter. I wouldn't. That would be a bad idea actually, because you might encounter an issue that I had with Synapse when we played the special preview demo, and it lets you like unlock everything too soon in
Yeah.
the demo, and then you play the real game, and it's like, oh, this was all it was. So yeah, it's good to hold back a little bit with the demos, but it's pretty cool. At least you can go scavenger hunting for that, or on a little scavenger hunt for those cubes and see what you can upgrade. I want to play it more, man. I'm very interested in it. I obviously enjoyed it a lot. And I tried out the quality mode because it defaults to performance, and the performance mode, it was really silky smooth, and it was pretty nice. But the quality mode was a little bit of a different story actually. It visually, especially in the beginning, the ghosting is really, really rough, and it kind of stays rough, but I think the later levels, they get a little bit darker in the demo, so it hides it better. But like that starting area where it's kind of bright and clear, you see that ghosting really, really bad. So I think if I had some feedback, is like them to maybe tweak the quality mode just a little bit, see what they can do, because I do like the way it looks overall better in quality mode, but and I am not sensitive to ghosting or reprojection, but I saw it pretty bad here. So I think they could maybe tweak it just a little bit more, do something to just clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's surprising to me because I am very sensitive to it, and I started playing with it. And I was like, yeah, it's fine, but it looks like in most other games that are reprojected to me. I didn't think it was horrible. But you give me an option, and I'm gonna go with performance mode.
I just do the eye test. I do them both. Like if I love having the options. Can we just say that first and foremost? I love that developers are starting to. I hope this becomes a norm. I know it's not going to, because it's just developers are, different experience, different backgrounds, different whatever. But I do love this trend I'm seeing of developers providing a performance mode and a quality mode. I think that's the best way to go possible.
Yeah, I think so too. And giving us options is, I think, the best thing could possibly ask for. Dude, and the great thing is, these developers have made a game called Arkade before.
Did it sell big?
Yeah,
I heard Arkade sold big.
I said it slowly because in my head it sounds like lemonade, and I want to be like Arkade, but I didn't even hear Arkade until you just said it. But they were asked like, hey, do you have any interest in bringing this game over to PSVR2 as well? And they were like, well, let's see how Horizon Rain sells. This is definitely much more of an arcade shooter. It's their first game, and you can see the evolution of what they've done, and some of this even looks like the virtual world in Horizon Rain. So, but the more games the better, and hopefully Horizon Rain will sell. And I say this a lot. I just want PSVR2 to be a place where all games exist, right? Like all of these kind of like lost classics on PC, all these lost classics on PSVR1. I think all these games deserve a second chance, a second lease on life, because the VR market, the number of people that are getting into VR is growing by the day, and so there's a lot of people who just weren't around for the PSVR1 era or earlier days in PC, this is going to be brand new to them. So I hope all these games get a second chance. There was a lot of money spent on VR in the early days of VR, like with raw data and all that, and who knows if those studios made their money back. There just weren't that many gamers back then. So.
Yeah, and it's and I think with gaming these days too, I think that there's so much that we kind of need that additional time to go back to the library. That's been one of the most fun things to do right now, is go back and play games that have actually been out for a while for me, because so many have been updated, and also a lot of them are just really good, and we didn't have time to spend more time with them. So it's been really, really fun going back. And yeah, like I think some games, it just takes people a while to come around on and get caught up on, because there's a lot of games out there. There's a lot to play, and yeah, time is not a luxury we all have. So it sometimes just takes some time to get back to it.
Itachi Uchiha, hope I said that right, said, I thought Of Rain was okay. Didn't feel as good as playing RE4 or Resident Evil 8 VR. I don't think in a million years it's ever going to. We're talking about a game that has a studio of over 100 people behind it, that was being developed with millions and millions of dollar budget, probably hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why we need more hybrid games on the platform. I got to give a ton of props to a studio like Costello. I'm still not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Who's just a handful of people. It's not a big team. I think they said it's under 10 people, right? It's a very, very small team. 5 people. Yeah, and who are delivering, the Half-Life Alyx that Valve won't. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember either V-Racer or Costello has 5 people. I can't remember which one it was. I get them. Yeah. I'm getting that confused. But yeah, that's the thing, Brian, is that there's 2 groups of people when it comes to this game, and the way they're going to view this game. There's people that have not played Half-Life Alyx, and this is a brand new, a completely kind of original experience for them. And that's, of course, going to very much elevate it for them. And there's people that have played at Half-Life Alyx that you can see the inspiration behind it. You can draw the comparisons. And really the only thing that's one-to-one with Half-Life Alyx is the gravity grab. But other than that, it takes a lot of like the structure of Half-Life Alyx, but then it's an indie studio doing it. So a lot of people that are like obsessed with Alyx and stuff, like, yeah, they may be not as high on it because it's like an indie version of it, but it's been interesting watching that discussion kind of unfold. And so people are like, oh, we compare everything to Half-Life Alyx, and it's like, well, no, this one like actually kind of is, and it actually kind of delivers on it. Like, I think if you're a fan of Alyx, I don't think you're going to be disappointed by this, as long as you understand that this is like you said, the difference between a studio of 5 people and a AAA multi-billion-dollar studio. Yeah, they're going to have more power and resources to make a thing. But part of the conversation we were having is, yeah, like people care about that because Half-Life Alyx is kind of like the closest, in my opinion, it's the closest to like what a modern audience would want, or it's the closest thing to like a modern audience style game in a way that's built from VR, not a hybrid, and so that's why people use that as kind of like that barometer. But it's unfair to directly compare those. But yeah, it's awesome to have this. It's like, if we're not going to get Wipeout, then I'm so excited. We get something. I love that these indie developers or other developers that come along and say, hey, like, we'll do our, iteration on our version of this, drawing inspiration, and we still get that experience. Yes, it may not be like the top shelf, like one-to-one thing, but it does kind of fill that void a bit, and it becomes satisfying. Like not having Wipeout, getting V-Racer Hoverbike, not having Half-Life Alyx, getting Of Lies and Rain. It's pretty cool to have, I should say.
Yeah. All right. Listen, chat has all sorts of things going on here, and I think we could probably spend the rest of the show just talking about our impressions and the chat's impressions of the game. But it'd be interesting to see where this goes between now and the full version. I really hope to get rid of the loading notifications or saving notifications that like pop up right in the middle of the screen. I was like, that kind of killed the immersion. But I will say, I'm very happy to see that there's, like they're pulling off shit that like Skydance can't pull off and Vertigo can't pull off. Right there wasn't a single loading screen in this game. Right, I mean, you would transfer between like the VR world and the regular world, but besides that, like there were just all the loading screens were hidden. It never faded to black and then faded back in, and I absolutely love that. So I think that's something that more VR studios need to take inspiration from.
Yeah, one of those little details of like keeping the immersion, like Undead Citadel that came out, and you go into a room and then it fades to black, and it's like these little tiny details, they add up, they go a long way. So yeah, it's really, really nice. When a game is built for VR, you expect it to have these kinds of features, right? And yeah, they make a big difference.
Let's tackle a few tips, man. We got a big show ahead of us, but we got a bunch of tips as well. We got Noctis with his Showly. I usually say it's not weekly because it's 3 times a week, so it's going to be Showly every show. He stops in with his euro. Thanks, Noctis. We appreciate the assistance. 19 Backlog Gamecat with the level 1 membership says first day on vacation, already homesick. PSVR2 and cat. I guess he's actually somewhere on vacation because he's away from his headset and his kitty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
hopefully hopefully Tornado will keep you entertained, but she's fucking out of it.
Yeah. Well, at least hopefully you get a break. Just enjoy the other stuff. Go enjoy wherever you are, the beach, the mountains, the grass. Go soak it up and come back and you'll feel good.
Red Rover, send Joe Rover right over the effing Gamecat with the $2 tip. Says, I can't wait to play the demo. I downloaded it. It's DLAF. Is that downloaded as fuck? That's pretty good.
Very nice. Enjoy Red Rover. I think you will enjoy it a lot, actually.
Yeah. Gamecat, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2 tip, says still hopeful we get PSVR 1 games on PSVR 2. Astrobot. Yeah, dude, for real. It's not we had this conversation, I think, very almost showly, but I haven't lost hope. I haven't lost hope. Have you lost hope? We're like 2+ years in, 2.5 years into the PSVR 2 lifespan, and we have not seen any more first party support from PlayStation. We haven't seen any sign that they're going to port the PSVR 1 classics over to PSVR 2. Is it time to give up on that, AJ? Do you think it's too late, or is there still hope?
No, there's still hope. Always. All it takes is a change in better leadership, and it could happen like that.
Actually, our next question is from Belly Bells with the Canadian $10. Thanks for the support. He says, "Hi, cats. In your opinion, how far are we from a flat to VR port of a PlayStation exclusive game?" All right. What do you think he means? Do you think he means like hey, the new Ghost of Tsushima game came out and flat to VR is in charge of making it VR? Or do you think he's talking about like actually just porting like PSVR 1 games over? It's got to be the former, right?
Yeah, like taking like a Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Spider-Man, something like that, and porting
Infamous.
it. Yeah,
Infamous would be perfect.
Astrobot.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna keep knocking on that door, and the more we support them and the bigger they get, the more likely that's going to happen. I think it's inevitable that it eventually happens. But they got a ways to go, but they're already making good progress, and they've got some bangers coming out down the pipeline. They got some good stuff. They've secured some good indies, and they've got their first big flat screen game in flat out VR, and then some other ones. So I tell you what, if you just make sure you go and buy V-Racer Hoverbike when it comes out, and the chances of that happening are greatly increased.
Dude, Flat to VR has more games in development for PSVR 2 than any other studio out there, than any other publisher, than any other developer. The number of games is staggering for such a small group of people to be putting out this many games. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what Out of Sight is supposed to be this year, I think. And I'm trying to remember what's happening this year. They already got Trombone Champ out. What else is happening this year? Is RoboQuest supposed to be this year? Do we know? I think it is.
Yeah, I think RoboQuest was. I don't know. You did the show with Wes.
Yeah, but who,
I thought
listens?
Out of Sight got pushed out, or no? Did it?
I don't
pushed
think
back?
so. I think I did the show with Wes, and then I put out my top 12 video, which got demonetized immediately by 7 different claims. Love doing work for 3 days for free. AJ.
Yep. I know.
But yeah, and then so after my conversation with Wes, I actually took a few games off the list. So I guess so. Out of Sight's still on there. RoboQuest is still on there, and then next year, guessing next year, we have so many to look forward to. We got Wrath, Aeon of Ruin,
VRider. I don't know why you keep mentioning this Wrath game.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't think it. I haven't heard a single good thing about the flat version. Like I like the concept of it, but I don't know. Everything I've heard about the game itself is bad. And I don't know. I keep telling you this, and you still seem very excited. Like, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but there's a lot of red flags on this one, and it's I don't know. It's what. Anyways, side note.
I'm listening.
Real quick.
I'm listening.
Side note.
Yeah.
VRider is supposed to come out this year, by the way.
VRider,
so RoboQuest, Out of Sight, and VRider Hoverbike are
and maybe even
scheduled
Shadowgate. I think Shadowgate might be too. I know they're publishing that, but yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to. I'm just killing your excitement on that one. I shouldn't do that. I should just let you be excited, but to let you know, man.
Let me be excited and then let me be disappointed.
I'm just trying to throw that out there because you give this game so much attention, and I'm like, I would just wait for it to come out.
Have I given it that much attention? I just throw it on the list with all the other games that are coming out. Like I don't think I need that much from Wrath to be excited for it. Here, if we're going to talk about Wrath, we do have to bring up a trailer for Wrath. Because it looks like a retro inspired shooter, and that's all I need it to be. I don't need it to be great. I just need to be able to run around and kill shit like I used to in Quake and Doom and do that in VR. And I didn't read through the Steam reviews, so I don't know what people's complaints are. So maybe there's some just inherently bad things about this, but I don't know, man. I'm a big retro guy, and so like this is all appeals to me.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't know. I didn't end up liking Compound as much as I had thought I would.
You are out of your goddamn mind, my friend. Compound.
Yeah, I know. There's like 5 of you that'll give me shit for that. It's fine.
Okay, listen. Let's sound off in the chat. You can number your comments. First one, call yourself number 1. Number 2, we're gonna get 20 people to call you out for not liking Compound.
Okay, 20 people.
That's 10% of the chat right now. Here, let's go. Let's get
half of them could just make it up, but I'm gonna check all of you that comment. I'm gonna check your trophy list. Okay,
listen,
if you
Compound,
better have your profile open where I can see it because I'm gonna be peeking.
If Compound had a platinum trophy, I would have almost no complaints about it. It's so good. It's so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Oh, now it's Ryan calling you out saying AJ doesn't like retro inspired anything. He didn't like Ancient Dungeon either. Oh, AJ. Oh, get up against the firing wall, dude.
No, that's right. Did you play Bump and Jump? Did you play The Adventures of Mayu Billy? Because I did.
Wait, did you play good retro games or just those? Because those are
no, dude. I grew up on NES and SNES and PS1, and like, dude, I love retro games. It's a fun concept, but I don't know. And I guess when I play it, I'm just not having fun. So there's nothing I can do about that.
Oh God, we're in big trouble. Mad Vegan says, "What's Compound?" You know what? I forget it.
Stingray X has honestly forgot about Compound. and quit spreading the lies that I don't like Ancient Dungeon. That is not true. Like, just because I don't give it a 10 out of 10 like you, I give it a 7 out of 10 or 7.5 out of 10, does not mean I do not like it.
Wait, and can you remind all of us what you would rate Cosmo Dread?
Did I say did I ever say that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and I'll never let you forget it.
Okay. Well, before you remind me of what I actually said, if I'm being honest, I think I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
Okay, you're 1/10 of a point away from. You said 5.9 last time.
Oh, okay, 5.9. Okay.
Yeah. Man, I want to cancel this podcast right now and just go play Cosmo Dread.
Yeah, no atmosphere. You know, I'm not gonna get into this again. I'm not trying to bring everybody down. Listen, it's just my listen. I understand.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that like these games. It's fine. I just don't like them as much, and that's okay.
To answer your question, Belly Bells,
Belly Bells.
I think we are 2 years away from Sony and Flat to VR working together. I think things happen very quickly in the VR space. I don't think there's a lot of competition for people approaching Sony and saying, "Hey, we'd love to, turn this franchise into a VR game, or take your flat screen game and turn it into a VR game." I'm sure that VR Monkey and possibly Nosebleed, I don't know. I'm sure there's been conversations, right? And who knows? Maybe even Flat to VR's had a conversation with Sony. But I think that we, as the VR community, especially the PSVR2 community, know what we're looking for. The number of times people in the chat have said, "Oh man, nothing's better than Village or Resident Evil 4." And we're like, "Yeah, we know what great games, Gran Turismo 7." And you know what? It's because they're hybrids, because they had that massive budget behind them, and then a few people took a couple months to port it into VR. And so we want more of that. We want more of that. And so the people who there are now people who are who have gone from fans or content creators in charge of making these decisions. And
we're friends with them.
And I'm frozen.
Oh,
and you're frozen.
Still working for me.
Yeah, we're fine on Discord. It looks like OBS has crashed. Is the chat still? Can the chat still hear us? Oh, and we're back.
Okay.
Very, very strange.
It seems like you're good for one of these an episode.
Yeah, dude, without parole, man. It's held together with duct tape and wire coat hangers. Without parole.
At least it paused and I was making a smart thinking face.
I wasn't. I was like. Anyway, I'm glad you interrupted my abortion clinic joke, because that wouldn't have gone down well.
They could hear us, but we were both frozen.
All right, good. Well, then they were seeing what I was seeing. That's good. Anyway, but yeah, those people are now in charge of content, of what games we're getting, and so I think like I've said, we're really on the cusp. I think PSVR2 is just getting off the ground, and where Sony might have been like, hey, we're done with supporting this thing. We're not going to be putting out any more first party games. I think there are people out there that can navigate those waters and deliver what we're looking for. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, just keep in mind that the games industry just imploded, so
yeah,
it might be a little while, but even if we're back at square one, we're back at square one, and here we are again, and here we go again on our own, Brian.
Yep, going down the only road I've ever known. AJ, every Monday we like to kick off the show by thanking a very specific group of people. 34 minutes in. Don't we?
I was like, did we not kick off the show already?
No.
We're run a show. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, we
sometimes send me emails. Sometimes you send a Discord. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we didn't even start. We didn't even start the show yet. Anything we're going to talk about hasn't even begun to be talked about. So don't we?
Yes, Brian. We would like to thank those who support us in another way by changing their names to something Gamecat, something Gamecat related, or something Gamecat adjacent. Trying to whisper, as you and something Gamecat adjacent like to say. And this week we have one new Gamecat to welcome to the Gamecat Dojo. Starting with Random Toxie, the dice rolling, meeple moving Gamecat.
Bing. I'm sorry, did you say starting with? It's the only one. It's all we got. Random Toxie is the only person that remembered that every Monday we give a shout out to people who change their name to Gamecat. So thanks, Random Toxie. You're it. And I think you're the only shout out we've given in 2 months now. So remember, you guys, if you change your name to Gamecat or something Gamecat related or something Gamecat adjacent, like Random Toxie, the dice rolling, meeple moving Gamecat did, make sure you put hashtag Gamecat in the comments below any without parole video, and AJ will give you a shout out next Monday's show.
Ooh, someone had his coffee.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You said that lightning fast. Well done.
Excellent. AJ, also, it's a relatively slow news day, so I asked the cats in on Discord to leave their viewer takeover questions in the viewer takeover channel. So guys, if you're not a member of our Discord, make sure you click the link in the description below and come hang out with us over there. Conversations like this happen 24/7, sometimes in voice chat, sometimes in text format. But there is a viewer takeover channel where you can get your questions on the show without spending a penny, just like Hamoud did. He said, you guys often talk about what kind of games you want to see more of, whether it's entire genres or specific franchises. My question is, what kind of games do you not want more of? Genres that are too saturated or games that just wouldn't work in VR. Shovelware doesn't count. And if anybody in the chat says horror games, I will personally come over there and hurt you.
Rogue likes.
Yeah, see, that was my first thought too, AJ. Like roguelite's just been overdone, but every so often there's like a really good one that like utilizes the formula in such a great way, and I'm like, oh man, I guess I'm not done with roguelites. And so it is tiring though. It is tiring to get an announcement of a game, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to sink my teeth into this deep, meaty campaign, and then you find out it's a roguelite, and you're like, oh, it's just gonna be like playing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, that's the problem. They get too repetitive. And they're basically like you know how we used to last gen, we used to bash wave shooters. Well, roguelikes, they can be good, but not when they're mostly wave shooters with a progression system. And sadly, that's what like they mostly are in VR. There are some exceptions, but like any of these games that are roguelikes that I'm like absolutely in love with, like Hellsweeper, the roguelike mechanics are a weakness of the game, but it's just the style and the gameplay and the unlocks are that good. And there's like enough variety of bosses and stuff to keep it kind of fresh, and fun and engaging. But yeah, that's the problem. I don't know. It could be worse. Like I do think roguelikes are better than wave shooters in arcade and some arcade games. Like they are better technically, but I don't like when it feels like the content's kind of skimped out on because it just makes you like Synapse, man, is like the worst offender here. When it like Synapse is great, but as a roguelike, it is terrible as a roguelike. Like that is the worst thing about it. And it's so lacking in content and not a very good progression system. And see, you replay tough, the same thing 3 times to get 3 hours out of it. It's like,
yeah, having to replay the game 3 times is pretty silly, but yeah, and that's just, you can just tell that game like had such a short development cycle. That game was basically from concept to I think delivery, it was like 9 months, and they spent all their time on hey, here's this cool graphical style, and here's some very very cool telekinesis and adaptive trigger support. They did some really cool stuff, but man, if that game had another year of development time, I was actually okay with the roguelite elements. It just needs to be implemented better, right? Start off with just with just a handgun and no psychic powers, right? And then may really force us to grind in order to level up, and give us more environments, and give us a mid boss that's actually a mid boss and not just the first time you see an enemy, and then a final boss. And if you're gonna make us play through the game 3 times, then there should be a new final boss at the very end of the 3rd run. So much stuff that needs to be done to that, but the roguelite stuff wasn't what disappointed me. It was just the implementation of the roguelite stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and again, great game, but the roguelike is like the killer of that game, and the lack of content, and that's what I don't like to see. I don't like those types of roguelikes. Like the persistence, great. Hellsweeper, Ancient Dungeon, great. But Synapse, just critiquing the roguelike element of it.
Yep.
But games like Big Shots as well. Like I feel like I would have liked Big Shots more, even though because I had fun with it. But like it's like the roguelike thing really turned me off of it, and which sucks because it was like I was liking a lot of things about that game, and that just killed it.
I saw somebody in the chat say something about rhythm games and workout games, and I can't disagree with that. So many games that just are all jumbled up in my head right now because they all have names like Box to the Beat or Power Beats or whatever, and it's like, man, it's always nice having a good one, But and I think that's the answer for all of this, AJ, is that we're not. I'm not tired of roguelites, and I'm not tired of rhythm games, and I'm not tired of workout games. I'm tired of really lackluster ones. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And so I think that's the ultimate answer here.
Yeah, that's the thing about you and I is we we started gaming a long time ago. We've played a lot of different games. We enjoy a lot of different genres, and yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really care what genre it is. I VR has proven that I can like any genre. It just has to be really good, and I will enjoy.
All right, let's move on to another. I see the SB's in the chat, so let's do an SB viewer takeover question. He says, in honor of Nintendo EPD Tokyo, the 3D Mario team, releasing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. I did, but not. It sounded way worse after it came out of my mouth. If you could have any one team or studio make a VR game, which would it be? This is a really interesting question because we didn't know actually until very recently who was making Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then it came out that it was the official 3D Mario team, same one who made Mario Odyssey, which is considered one of the best 3D platformers of all time. And it's like, wow, you guys instead of having that team for the last few years make another Mario game, you had them making Donkey Kong Bonanza. And fortunately, that game turned out to be awesome by all accounts. So so it worked out. So the question is, you take any team out there, and you have them make a game. I guess any IP or any. I guess this is wide open.
Or any one team or studio.
Yeah, make a VR game, and so it could be whatever game you want. It could be an IP that you want them to make a VR game about, or it could be something brand new. This is tough.
It's not that tough for me.
Talk to me.
Well, there's two that immediately come to mind for me. There's more, of course, because we played thousands and thousands of games. Square Enix.
Ooh.
Do they still own Deus Ex? Like I would like to see Square Enix. Because I would like to see Deus Ex, if that's them. If not, then a Final Fantasy, obviously. I would love a Final Fantasy in VR. That would be pretty amazing. The other... What the hell is the Returnal devs? Why can't I think of their name? Housemarque. I would love Housemarque to make a VR game. Could you imagine in the style of like Returnal or their style... the bullet hell, and how awesome their bullet hell sci-fi is, and like that in VR would be freaking awesome. Or just give us Returnal. That'd be fine too.
So tough, because we've been covering PSVR like almost exclusively for the better part of a decade now, to the point where like not that I don't keep, my ear to the ground and pay attention to what's happening in the world of flat screen games, but I sort of have the same opinion about flat screen games that I've had for the last 10 years, right? The same games I want to come to VR, the same developers that I have the utmost trust in, and there's probably more creative and better answers that have come along over the last few years, but I honestly would like. I would love to see Naughty Dog do something in VR, right? Just because ever since Crash Bandicoot, yes, they had a history prior to that, but it wasn't amazing. But ever since Crash Bandicoot, they've always been like on the cutting edge of things. They've always pushed the technology further than anybody thought it could go. Crash Bandicoot was better than any other game on the market when it came to PS1 games. And then Jak and Daxter, open world platforming, like fucking, these guys are crazy, and we don't even talk about Uncharted and Last of Us. And so I just want to like fuse them with my most wanted IP in VR, which is BioShock. Like, I almost want them to like not make BioShock 1, but I want them to like remake BioShock 1, right? So that I can play BioShock 1 again for the very first time, not knowing what to expect, with their kind of vision of it. I think this would be the perfect combination, and get to play it in VR. And I think that they're with their technical prowess, I think we could be playing something that's 90 native and look like it's a full-fledged flat screen.
So did you say you want Naughty Dog to make a BioShock game, or
yeah,
just want a Naughty Dog game or like a BioShock game.
I want Naughty Dog. I'm pulling in everything that I want all at once. I want Naughty Dog to make a BioShock remake.
Okay.
Right. Because dude, how many times have you said, "Oh, I wish I could play Resident Evil 7 again," forgetting everything I know, right? So it's all new and scary, like the way it was the first time.
I don't know.
Or
it's
how many times?
It's probably better having that knowledge going into Resident Evil 7.
but there are games that you hold so close to your heart that you wish you could experience again for the very first time, right?
For sure.
Right, just because you want to forget it and experience it again, so you could just have all those feelings and wow moments come back and hit you the way that they hit you the first time.
It's happened, and it is pretty awesome. Go ahead.
So I want that. I want that with BioShock, because I keep saying I want BioShock in VR, but how cool would it be for a very, very talented studio to take the reins and go, yeah, well, this is BioShock in VR, but we've tweaked it a little bit, and so there's going to be some new surprises for you, and we're going to make it look better than ever. It'd be beautiful.
Yeah. There's a couple things I agree with a lot of the chat saying, like Metal Gear Solid, like get Konami, now that Konami's good again, they would be a cool one. Konami, making Silent Hills in VR and Metal Gear Solid in VR, which would be so cool. Stealth is awesome in VR. Yeah, and I guess I'll throw one more out there. I want Fire Sprite to make Twisted Metal again. I want them to uncancel that and bring it back, and then make Twisted Metal and put it in VR.
That's a great shout. I almost forgot today that was leaked, and we found out that was one. Wait, was it officially? We don't know. We just assumed, right, that was the game.
I think there was lots of evidence pointing to that it was. Yeah, it wasn't like officially announced, and so it couldn't be officially canceled, but it was behind the scenes. I think there was enough information behind the scenes to back that up.
Sorry. I'll just throw the persistence trailer up here. AJ, we're gonna have to change direction a little bit here.
Okay.
There was one of the things I want to talk about during today's show, which is in the not only in the thumbnail but in the headline of the show, is PlayStation VR2 games that went missing in action. I didn't expect that we were going to have like these big long conversations up front, and so I don't want this to be like a 3-hour show. So I will change that after the fact. I did want to give everybody the heads up that this was going to be part 1 of that conversation, games that went MIA. I've reached out to almost all of these developers saying, hey, do you have any updates for us? And so I guess instead of doing part 1, I'll just wait for all these developers to get back to me, and we'll revisit this topic when I have more information.
Is Fully Dear Father on the list?
It can be if you want it to be.
Yeah, of course I want it to be.
That's awesome.
We should bug the hell out of them. Ooh.
Pick me.
Ivanovich, man. We need a dog. We need a hound. Release the hounds on Ivanovich games. I want that sequel to Midway. I want Midway. What was it called? Midway 2048?
Okay, so
4077?
1976 Back to Midway was the original one, and 2076 Midway Multiverse is the one that we didn't get.
That's the one that I want.
And I really, as a huge fan, a recent fan of shoot 'em ups, right? Like I went through my whole life being like, shoot 'em ups are kind of lame. They're not special. Like they're all kind of the same. And then just one day falling in love with shoot 'em ups. And
wow, really? It took you that long?
Yeah, dude, it wasn't until about 10 years ago, maybe even less.
Really?
So you're gonna keep backing up?
Somebody's backing up?
Like big time. I don't like they're backing up for a while.
Tornado's like, are you talking to me, you son of a bitch?
Right. No. You can do whatever you want to. Yeah, no, like it was just like I'd always been interested in shoot 'em ups and always been like, I wonder if one will ever grab me. And then whatever it was, dude, one day I was just playing Gradius just for fun, like emulated somewhere. And it was the NES one. It wasn't even the arcade one or my favorite, the TurboGrafx-16 version, PC Engine. And I just got addicted. And I was like, no. And every time I died, I'd restart it and I'd start from the beginning of the game again. And so like now I've got the first 3 stages memorized and I can play it without losing a life and just keep powering up. And that kind of triggered something for me. And I started going back and being like, what games did I miss? And it was like almost like, hey, I'm a retro gamer, but now I'm going back into the retro archives with like a whole new interest. It's so much fun.
Super cool.
And so that this game exists and we don't have it. I desperately want it.
Yeah, I Life Force is like one of the first NES games I had.
So good.
And yeah, that was like mind blowing at the time. And then Einhander on PS1 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's also my PSN icon, my PSN avatar, which is crazy that that's even available. Because I'm like, wow, somebody else knows. PlayStation acknowledges that Einhander exists. This is great. But yeah, that would be a really cool thing. But yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. But
Well, we were just talking about how
I like where
weren't
we
going
got
to talk.
to.
We were talking about how we weren't going to talk about games that are missing in action on PSVR2 today, and then we talked about a game that was missing in action on PSVR2. So
Yeah,
we're doing really good here.
We'll get back to it later. To be
All right.
continued.
All right, let's tackle a couple more
Just a
tips,
little,
and then we'll get.
just a little something to wet the palate. Never mind.
I'll wet your palate. Now let's ride the game feline with a $5 tip. Says shout out to Iron Guard. Not usually a tower defense fan, but this one has me hooked. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, dude. And the more we talk about Iron Guard, the more people say you should definitely play Captain Toonhead. And I'm like, oh man, I need to get back to that. I need to install that shit. And
yeah,
really
to be
give it a
fair,
shot.
I've heard Nick say you need to play it, and then everyone else say no. So
No, my buddy texted me about PSVR2 stuff, and which is a lot because I run this channel and I hang out in the Discord, and then
He's
I pick up my
did you hear
phone.
about this game? This game's awesome. You're like, no, I didn't hear about this.
And then I pick up my phone just to hear people talking more about PSVR2 games, and I'm like, you should just join our Discord, dude. Like, and I feel awful for saying it because I'm like, I like PSVR2. That should be something that you can text me about.
Yeah.
But yeah, good shout out for Iron Guard. Iron Guard is great.
Yes.
Gets
Dude,
so difficult.
I'm with
too.
you there. I do not like tower defense games, but I love real-time strategy. And there is kind of like a parallel there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so some of these tower defense, they get away with it, like, because they feel more like I'm playing a mini Command and Conquer or something. Like Iron Guard, Final Assault on PSVR 1. Fantastic games. Highly recommend Iron Guard. So much fun.
Yep. That brings us to the VRAF Underground Stranger Gamecatto with a level 2 membership. Does anyone know why VR game devs don't do Kickstarters? I've seen plenty of retro-styled JRPGs getting funded at $300,000 plus. Or has it happened before? If so, which VR game? I've seen attempts at fundraisers or Kickstarters that don't go well. I think anyone
do not.
Anyone I've ever seen that we try to help promote, games that I think like Ascent Quest maybe had one and it didn't go well. I remember the Martin Wheeler at Recluse Industries tried to kickstart a PSVR 2/PC remaster of Separation, which was one of my favorite games from last gen. So I was all about it. It didn't even get off the ground. Like, I don't think he got 10% of what he was asking for. And so I think, it's a niche within a niche. You've got all these VR gamers, and then which is a very small group of gamers. Then you're asking the very small group of people who are willing to do a Kickstarter to support a game that's probably 2 or 3 years away. And that's a big ask. It's very difficult to get a lot of people on board with that. So I think that's the answer, is that there has been some and they haven't gone well.
Yeah, there's been a couple that have worked out. Zenith turned out actually great. Like, from the Kickstarter to its launch, it was actually crushing it. It was their long-term stuff that kind of fizzled out and died. But Zenith went really well. Firmament, which just came out, that was pathetic. That was a pathetic attempt and a disgraceful launch.
Right, but at least there are flat screen versions of that game. Flat screen turned out fine, probably.
Right. Lo-fi has been in Kickstarter hell for God knows how long. But there have been a couple here and there. There was what was that? What was that terrible Save the Planet puzzle game? It was like kind of looked like it was giving you like an Avatar like experience, and then the game finally came out, and it was like this. It was garbage. You know what game I'm talking about? The one with the ugly forest people and yeah.
Did it come to PSVR 1, 2? What are we talking?
It came to PSVR 1 really late, and it was bad. It looked terrible. It was like a Quest version of it, and it was like something of something, but I don't know. It was Ionia. Thank you, Looper.
Oh,
Ionia.
God.
Yeah, Ionia wasn't. So there's been some that have actually like had been able to launch the game, but yeah, 9 times out of 10 the game ends up sucking anyways, which is unfortunate because there's some good stuff. Good ideas.
Ionia was a terrible, terrible port. The only thing that game had going for it on PC was that it was beautiful, and then they gave us this shitty looking version of it. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah,
horrible. But that's the answer. There's been some, obviously, but but not a lot. Comic book guy with the level 1 membership says hi.
Salute, comic book guy.
All right. Red Rover, the effing Gamecat's back with $5. Says, have you homies tried Exocars with force feedback? I have the correct wheel, and now it has my interest. They only got the Logitech support up and running on Exocars. And I forget who it was. Was it Chrome Colossus? Are you here? Somebody in the comments of PSVR this week had said they tried it and they didn't feel a difference. And I was like, crap, I need to check it out myself. And I did not check it out myself yet. I'm guessing you haven't either. You also have the Logitech, right?
I have Thrustmaster.
Oh,
so
well, then you've got an excuse.
Yeah. Whew, off the hook.
Yeah, right. It's a shame. Who was it? Is anybody
I probably would have played it this weekend if I was able to. The back. I mean, that wasn't like a deal breaker for me. Everything else about the game was a problem for me. So it's just a messy game.
It's such a difficult situation to be in with the wheel support because I think for me, and I know there are people who disagree with me, and I totally respect that. For me, I couldn't really control this thing with the steering wheel. I was using the analog stick, and I just had to like go all the way to the left and all the way to the right, and the steering wheel would go boom like immediately. And so it was like felt like I was playing more like a Ridge Racer game on PS1, right, where it's a lot of tapping instead of like a lot of precision. And then I get into the driver's seat in the racing rig, and you can't play that way. You can't just keep jamming the steering wheel left and right. Like you can't do that. And so you got to turn with precision, and it doesn't feel like the game was designed for that. And so I was struggling the last time, but there's been a bunch of patches since then, and so it's definitely time for me to get back in there and check it out and see if I can handle the steering wheel now. Yep.
Yeah, I'll look into it at some point.
Yep. Well, I will
Once
look
they
into
update
it. I'll look into it sooner. I think they said they're focusing on Fanatec next because
really?
Well, because Thrustmaster is notoriously difficult to get
they've been having
SDK
issues
for, right?
Yeah, they've been having lots of issues. I don't know if that's a
I remember Galaxy Kart just like fucking it was months of them trying to get in touch and waiting for is SDK even the right word? And they wouldn't, and they just were difficult to get in touch with. And the Logitech was like, "Here you go, we're all set, good to go." So I think that's why Thrustmaster is bottom on the list, just because they're not getting what they need from Thrustmaster themselves.
Gotcha.
AJ,
Rain,
what have you been playing, man? You said you've been playing a lot of shit this weekend.
Oh my gosh, played a lot of stuff this weekend. Well, we already covered of Lies and Rain, so that's good.
Check.
VRider SBK got the update, so I sunk a couple of hours into that, and it's fun, man. It's, I think like what I said on like interactive chat is it's a little bare bones. Like there's no progression at all. There's no unlocks. There's like everything's unlocked from the beginning to my knowledge, to what I could see. And so it's all about like just enjoying the gameplay or setting a fastest time, sharpening your skills. And there is a nice like learning curve and there is kind of like a skill-based progression, but there's nothing that I could see. I don't know if there's a lot of like unlocks or anything to like really like motivate me, but I just have fun with the game itself. The gameplay I think is really fun, and like it is such a massive improvement over what it looked like before. It's way sharper, more colorful. Still a couple frame issues here and there, but just overall it's much better. And yeah, I enjoyed. I'm glad that I can now enjoy this game from a visual, at least visually.
AJ, I'm such a beta male that I can't even play the game without my arms getting tired. I jumped back in order to test out the patch, and I was looking out on the horizon. I was like, oh, good, they fixed everything, and the DFR is working the way that it should, and it's nice and clear out in the distance, and the colors pop a little bit more. Like, they didn't go crazy with the saturation, but they did just enough to make it look better, like than the kind of grayish look it had before. And I was very happy. And I finished the race, and I was like, oh, my arms are so tired, dude. Like, I'm like not a weakling, you know what I mean? I go to the gym almost every single night, and maybe that's why when I play this game, like, my arms are tired, because I'm already tired from, like, the workout the night before, whatever it is. But man, dude, I'm just wondering, for me personally, I'm wondering if this game just isn't going to resonate, because, like, I need a racing rig specifically for this game. And it's just, I don't get it. I like it, and I think it's fun. And halfway through a race, I'm just like, oh God, can I just put my hands down? Can I just use an analog stick? I just don't get it, man. I don't get why that.
Maybe it's the way you're sitting or something, because I don't get, like, I'm serious. Like, maybe the way you're sitting, like the angle, you're putting strain on your arms. I don't know. It's so easy. You just do this.
I know.
Maybe you're putting too much effort into it or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
By the end of the race, I've definitely got my arms leaning against my chest, and I'm just doing this as little as I can. I mean, it's embarrassing, and I don't know why it's happening, but that's a thing.
I will say I do like the V-Racer hover bike turning method more. It's lean left and lean right, and like you don't even have to do it that much. Like, it's just a little bit, and you keep your head straight, and you just go like this, and it leans left, leans right. Of course, if you lean a little bit more, it's going to turn harder. Yeah, I didn't even think about like that with VRider until you pointed that out, and I'm like, he's right. It is kind of like there is some kind of like disconnect here in terms of not my arms getting tired, but just in terms of like the way it feels. Like,
you need like a broomstick or something connecting them or whatever. Right?
Yeah, like it is a little weird, but I can work. Like, it doesn't bother me that much, but I can totally understand if it's bothering you. Like, I know exactly what you mean.
Flippy Nugget says, rest your elbows on your knees. You don't even know. You don't even know. I've done all of this. And then my back hurts because, again, I'm old. So there's no winning here. There's no winning. And so, unfortunately, listen, I say unfortunately, this might keep me from spending a significant amount of time with it at any given point, like all at once. Because when I play a game, I don't like to play for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. I like to spend 4 hours in a game at once. Sirens on my end, and so this is going to prevent me from doing that. But what's even more disappointing, I think, is that I like progression systems. I like feeling like I'm accomplishing stuff when I get into a game, and with SBK not having that in there at all, everything being unlocked from the get-go just kind of bores me. I'm like, yeah, okay. What am I working towards? What am I working to? Did I say working towards? That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. The development team, their goal here is trying to make an authentic superbike racing experience, and I think they've achieved that. I think they've done a good job at that. Yeah, I think the game lacks a little bit of gaminess of things like that. Thing unlocks.
It's not venison enough for you.
It needs to be more gaming. It needs to be more gaming. Right. Yeah. It needs to be like free range V-Racer, VRider. Yeah, but it's good though. I've also been playing.
Ooh.
So I grabbed some stuff. There's a massive summer sale going on right now.
Yeah.
My highlights for everyone curious: go buy Arkade, help it sell even bigger, and also go get Hellsweeper.
Wait. Just want to let people know, Arkane, along with I'm sorry, Blake and the rest of Vitruvia. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second. They when they said, hey, it's on sale, it's 40% off. They also said, hey, there's a roadmap coming soon too. So like a game that we thought was pretty much perfect at launch, right? And then they added more based on some player feedback. Like the map system and all of that. Yeah. They're still not done with it. It seems like. So I don't know what the plan is. Like with the thing about adding like content, like DLC, or what the deal is. But I was behind the scenes. I was screaming at them, being like, "Bro, enough! You made a great game. Go make Arken 2. Like, let's get another one of these out on PSVR2 ASAP. Like, you can knock that out in a couple more years. You've got this amazing, all these amazing game mechanics. Now, just build on them. Anything you didn't get into Arken 1, but get into Arken 2. And maybe people have been mad at me. I want to know, like, tell me in the chat, like, would you rather have them be focused on DLC or just a brand new game? I want them to be making a brand new game. I have a tough time going back to old games for like, a little bit more content. So anyway, I'm curious to see what the roadmap says about Arken Age.
Yeah, I don't think another 4-year wait for something similar to Arken Age would be worth it, but I don't know if it's like half the time, maybe.
I think he's saying 2 years.
But I think it needs to be.
They built it all.
It's built, but they still need like to design. The biggest weakness of Arken Age is the lack of variety of environments.
Yep.
I would say maybe some of the enemies get a little repetitive, but the enemies were fine. It was just the same environment the whole way through, pretty much. That I think was the biggest weakness. It's beautiful, so it's not like you're like dreading it, but it would have been nice to. I typically like a little bit of variety, make you feel like you're actually going on an adventure. But this, in the context of the game, it worked fine. But yeah, I just want to see them expand the variety of environments. Is really all I want. Pretty much, that's it. But anyways,
I want a story I can fucking understand. Okay, I played all the way through Arken Age, and I was like, I'm not totally sure what the fuck. Yeah,
the story tried. It was nice and original, but it just was very incoherent. But they tried. But anyways, from the sale, Arken Age, Hellsweeper, Resident Evil Village for $9.99. There's a couple other things.
Insane price for Village. One of the best games, if not the best game on the platform. Village for $10. Dude, when we see the stats for Village, a number of people who played it on PSVR2, that number should be 1-to-1 with the number of people who own a PSVR2. It's insane that it's not, right? I don't know. We need Village. Everyone needs to play Village.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7 sold 10 million at one point and had 1 million people play it in VR. And this one,
which still sucks.
This one has like 200,000 people that have played it, which registered users. So it's the VR base definitely shrank a little bit. And
it's registered users as well, like you said. So I love this game, and me playing it didn't count because I did not opt into being a registered user for this. I should have. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, my whole point that I was trying to get to.
I apologize.
Was that no? You're fine. You're fine. Lesson learned.
Don't bring up games if you don't want me talking about them.
I was. That's what I get for trying to give a shameless plug for Arken Age and Hellsweeper, because I think really everyone should go out and buy those and support them. But another one that I was curious about that I wanted to play so that I could tell you whether you should buy it or not. I bought all 3 DLC for Metal Hellsinger VR. There's 3 DLC packs, and they're way too overpriced. Like, everything about that game is super expensive. They're finally at a reasonable price, and I was like, okay, it's a mixture. There's some of the packs are mostly songs, some of the packs are mostly cosmetic, and then some are like, one is like kind of like a mixture of both. This is gonna hurt me to say, Brian, I don't think Metal Hellsinger's really very good.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, okay, good. I mean, as you can imagine, how badly I want to like Metal Hellsinger. Mm-hmm. But it has all these right things. It's got a cool style, cool art style, cool concept, great music. But the functionality of the game is pretty bad. And there's it's unfortunate. Like I think if you enjoy Hell's, like I still enjoy it to some degree, but I don't think it's very good. If I'm being completely like trying to be unbiased here. And that hurts because I really was excited about this game. I love heavy metal music. They've got great music in the game. But yeah, I'm just convinced at this point that the game is just not very good. The main menu replays that one god awful song that's just awful, and it's like you have literally all this music, and you're just gonna put this stupid song on repeat that sucks. And I have to listen to this through the whole menu while I'm trying to figure things out or whatever. It's so annoying. Yeah. And then like one of the music packs, for example, has like Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. And you know how in the main game, you kind of build the music with your combos, right? You shoot on time, you move on time and everything, right? And the layers of the music start coming like dropping or coming in and adding. And like then you get guitar, then you get guitar solos, then you get vocals and screaming and backup vocals and like the full production. Well, with the DLC packs, like it's kind of just the song just playing, and you just have to kind of shoot to the rhythm. So it's like these DLC songs are just kind of like shoehorned in, where it played Down with the Sickness on repeat 3 times in the level, and it's like that's the experience. Is I have to hear the song 3 times, really? And I was just like, this is stupid. Like they have so many good things about the game. There's so many cool things that I like about it, but as a game, it's not good. It's like another maybe 6. I think I'd give it like a 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm kind of I don't hate it. And I thought actually, I like the graphics and the environments and like the resolution and everything, like nice and clear. The frame rate was good, mostly. And it felt like kind of a good basic first person shooter. Like it's everything when I talk about Wrath Aeon of Ruin, I'm like, yeah, that's good. This kind of game. Sorry, lots of sirens are distracting me over here. This is kind of what I'm expecting, right? Except more fun. Somehow they didn't quite capture the fun aspect of these classic first person shooters. And so, yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted to go back and give it another chance because I like what it's doing conceptually, but it just doesn't click with me. And so I try not to judge rhythm games too quickly because I know that I generally don't like any rhythm game that I play for the first 3 or 4 hours, and then it finally starts clicking, and I start getting better, and I start getting into the loop. I'm gonna lose my mind. You guys just do what you got to do. I'll be here.
Sirens on Brain's End.
Almost gone. Okay, now I can think again. So yeah, that's a shame, man. It's a shame that it's not great.
Yeah.
Kind of where I'm
it is pretty cheap right now. You can get the complete edition for like $23, which is usually comes out to like probably $70 or $80, something ridiculous. So it's like it's an okay game. The sad part is like it's all these little things that really kill the game. Like I said, it's got some good pieces. And what you said, like the art style, the music, like it's got all these really nice things about it. But the way it flows together and the way it's like connected is really, really bad. Really, really bad. It's all these, it's death by a million paper cuts with this game. Just one little annoying thing after another constantly until you just don't care anymore.
Speaking of not caring anymore, I played a little bit of Bridge Constructor Studio before for Gamescast.
Ooh,
AJ. I bet
you're getting juicy.
Bet you're super excited to look at the footage where we're on the social screen. It says there's a notice right in the middle of it that says disable VR mode the entire time. This is not in the game. You don't see it in the headset, but for whatever reason, on the social screen, there's a notification that says disable VR mode. Right? It's like, so if you take off the headset, then I guess I don't know, man. It's very strange. I don't understand. Anyway, I don't think they understand what the social screen is for. But anyway, it's okay. You know, it's strangely, it runs reprojected, and I was like, whatever. And it's got one of those locomotion systems where it's like you kind of like you hit the grip and you kind of pull yourself around a little bit, and you turn the world by hitting both grips and turning the world. It's fine. It took a little time for me to kind of get the gist of it all. But what I will say is, I have no fucking idea how to build a bridge, AJ. I thought this was going to be like fun and like creative. And be like, oh, you get to build whatever kind of bridge you want, and like with the tools at your disposal, get crazy and see how and see what you can make. But there's like specific solutions to each bridge puzzle, and they're like, oh, you got to use this type of support. And as you can see, the second
you can't like get creative in your own way with it.
No, I mean you can build it however you want to, but there are certain things that really need to be there, and as you can see from this, like I don't fucking understand bridge construction, and because the bridge literally just falls the second I start, and so so there's some basic stuff that I need to learn to progress a little bit further. I've only done the first 4 or 5 levels, right. So there's I don't know, man. I don't know. It's cheap if it looks like your kind of thing. Markio in the chat says no. This is an engineering game. This isn't Gadgeteer, right? You don't get to just play however you want to. And I didn't realize that. The fact that it's more of an engineering game, the fact that it's more based in reality, I was losing interest by the level, and I really wanted to stick with it because I wanted to see where it takes me and what kind of other materials it starts offering. And I think I really wanted to like this, and I don't. But if you're out there and you're like, oh, this is like this is for me, I think what it does is pretty good. It's just I just wanted to be able to get creative in there.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not into these types of games even before VR was a thing. Like I've never been into like these engineering games or Rube Goldberg games, which I know a lot of people are fans of. I've just never been into these. Never my thing, which is why I won't touch this with the 10-foot pole. But I'm glad you did.
Barb Zarkov says, if only they gave you a tutorial to follow. They do. And still, you guys, come on. This isn't your first day hanging out with me. Like, sometimes I need to be held by the hand and be like, Brian, come on now. Right? The tutorial they give you is interesting because I feel like I almost never say this. I needed twice as many tutorial levels, right? Because they teach you one thing, and then instead of having you say, okay, now I'm going to do just that thing, and then move on to the next level, and they go, yeah, we're going to teach you another thing and teach you just that thing. It's like they teach you one thing, and then they ask you to do that and something else when you're just still getting the hang of the controls and you're still just kind of getting in there and learning even what the game is. Anyway, I just thought this game was something else, but it is cute and colorful, and I like watching my bus drive off a cliff or fall through the bridge when things do not go well.
Some people in the chat are saying no thanks, it looks like work, or that it looks like work. I kind of agree, except I think it looks like boring work is the bigger problem.
Yeah, and you got to do it like under budget too. Like that's how you like get the best rating on each level is by saying, okay, they let you build the bridge however you want to, but there's a budget, so you got to start removing things and like optimizing the support beams and stuff and getting rid of the stuff you don't need in order to get credit for finishing the level. And it's like, okay, so really even less creativity.
You know what's more fun than Bridge Constructor Studio, Brian?
What's that?
Chess Club.
Oh, yeah.
Because I played Chess Club. Because, hey, I actually do like chess. I don't play a lot of it, to be honest with you. Like many people, I played with my dad growing up a little bit, and then I stopped. Okay, no, I lied. I actually was in Chess Club for a little bit there. Oh. I know, I'm such a dork. I was in Chess Club for a little bit, but I really don't know a whole lot. I know a couple tricks that I learned as a kid, and a little bit here and there. So I was interested to see like how I stacked up in this. I knew I wasn't going to be like, a master at it or professional expert, anything. But But I actually surprisingly like on the easier modes, like I beat the hell out of the AI or the NPC. So
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay.
The beginner mode, like the very easiest AI, is like, I mean, they barely even know what they're doing. So I was able to beat that one too.
Yeah, I beat the crap out of it. I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the easy one and then just kind of move my way up until I find that sweet spot of like, hey, this is challenging, but also like kind of fair, you know. And yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. But yeah, so the game, it looks questy. It's got a nice art style though. Like I like the environments. I love the main menu where it's got like the Escher painting kind of thing. That's kind of it's got a nice like presentation to it a little bit, but it is questy looking overall.
I like on the menu that your friends are displayed as chess pieces, and you just grab one if you want to invite them into a game.
Yes,
that's very cool.
The menu setup is kind of nice. But I like that the pieces are like, so well, it depends on I guess which board you play or which level you play, but sometimes they're actually like little like warriors. They kind of look like little freak Marvel people, but maybe not that bad. Maybe not Marvel's bad. But they look close. They're and it's cool. It's cool how they like, you know, they do like an animated attack. That was kind of part of the appeal for me here was like, oh, you know, it's like it's one thing. It's like, yes, this is what makes this a fun video game is like you get these cool animations that you couldn't have in real life. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Like it's pretty solid. I like the $9.99 price as well. Like I didn't even bother asking for a key. I was like, I'll just buy it. Like $10 and it's solid. It's easily the best chess VR game I've ever played, Brian. Wow.
Trying to think of all the VR chess games I've ever played. Kramer 3K, the always late game cat, says I haven't played chess since Battle Chess on the C64. It's so funny. We were talking about the C64 the other day in Battle Chess, and Rypop brought up Arken, which is holy crap, a game that I want.
Arken Age. Did it also sell big? I need to know these things.
I mean, it was very popular because there was an Arken 2. And it was basically like a chess game that you were playing, but then once the battle started between two pieces, you went into a battle screen and you took control.
That's what I was thinking.
And so like I would love something like that in VR. But AJ, I was definitely interested in the battle chess part of this as well. More sirens on my end. I want to see the pieces animate. I haven't done that yet, and so if you're down to play some chess after Gamescast, I'd be interested in checking out that mode. I haven't played against an actual human being yet either. Yeah,
I'd be down to play. But I'm totally with you there, man. Like this is just basic chess. There's really not much more to say. It's solid, like it's good. Yep. 7 out of 10ish, maybe. It is a little feature light. It feels, but it's like solid. Like it's just basic as it can get. So maybe it's more average, like 6 out of 10. But it's chess and it works.
It's a job done.
And it's got multiplayer, and I don't know if it has crossplay. But yeah, it gets the job done. I like chess. I will probably play this on occasion.
Somebody in the chat asked if there was hand tracking, and it doesn't. I didn't even try it, but it doesn't advertise that on the PlayStation Store. I feel like, as always, I feel like I'd be missing out if I used hand tracking on this instead of a controller, because when you're like choosing which piece to pick up, when you roll over each piece, you get the ding, 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 ding vibration in the controller, and I really like that. Plus, I like slamming the timer between rounds.
Did you have anything else you played? Because I have one more.
Yeah, I played. I played the second Cave Crave update since launch. If you can believe it, there's already been a second update, and I both love it and hate it. I love that there's. I think
is this the extended story or?
Yeah, I think so. I hope I get this right. I think there are 2 new maps that extend the story in the campaign, and I'm working my way through the Moss one right now. And there's a lot of good stuff going on here, man. Like, so the cave looks a little bit different. There's luminescent moss. And so what happens is you know, what are you looking at? What's going on? What's happening?
Nothing.
Okay. Quill. Yeah. Okay. There's luminescent moss. And so you can So you can shine your headlamp at the moss, and then when you turn away or turn your lamp off, it starts glowing. And I'm like, oh, like it looks nice in the headset, right? Like, I mean, this is just a nice looking game. It's very simple, but it's, running at a great frame rate and super high resolution. And so that all really works really well. But they introduced some new stuff into this too. And I don't know how much I like it or how well it's implemented. Like there are rocks now that will block your path that you can like shove one of your picks into and then hit with a hammer to break the rock apart. And I was like, that's so cool. That's like, a new thing to do. And it didn't trigger. Like, so I found this dead end. I found a rock and I was like, oh, I think I'm supposed to break open this rock. And I think I'm supposed to move forward there. And I was like, no, but nothing. I can't do anything. I can't shove the pick in here. I can't do anything. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to turn around and go explore. And so I explored for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then finally I was like, nothing's happening. I'm going around in circles. I guarantee that rock I'm supposed to do something with. So I went back to the rock, and only like when I put myself in a very specific position near the rock, did it trigger the voiceover that said, oh, it looks like I'm supposed to bash through this rock, or whatever the fuck he says. Right. And I'm like, what? And then I try to put the pick in, and it's still not working. And it's a very specific place in the rock where you're supposed to put the pick in. And it's like, oh, come on.
Sounds like a little unpolished then.
Yeah, because everything so far was like, it wasn't the most polished game ever, but all the mechanics worked really well so far. And so I was really hoping that they were going to nail this one. And so I hope they work on this a little bit more so that it just works better. Because when you actually figure out where the pick's supposed to go and then you hit it, it does work. And I really enjoyed that aspect. But I didn't even find the rope yet. Like there's this whole other element where like you can attach ropes and climb rope and all that. I don't know. And I haven't even gotten to that point yet. And so, but I do kind of love this in a very strange way. Like it almost feels like an underdog that I'm rooting for, right? Because I really want to see more from this game. I want to see more maps. I really want to see more mechanics implemented. And so I hope that these guys are, toiling away and smoothing everything out and making everything better. Because I kind of love the concept of it. When I'm in there, I'm like, God, I love being here. And then at a certain point, I start panicking a little bit because I hate the claustrophobic feeling. I hate the idea of being lost on the ground, and even though I know it's not real, I can't quite convince my brain of that. And so I do start to like not hyperventilate, but feel like things are more real than they should. And so anyway, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this, and I'm going to keep playing it probably more tonight because I wanted to get to the rope stuff. And also the last map and see how this progresses. But I'm having fun. Crave's good. I think we should support these guys.
Yeah, I do agree. I want to support them, but that being said, I'm just not feeling it right now. I think I'm just not in the mood for it. I thought I was wrong. I got bored after like 15 minutes and just haven't really been bothered to go back to it. And it's not really, I don't think anything because the game itself is wrong with it. I just not in the mood right now. But I will be in the mood to play this at some point, and I'll be glad that it's there. And all of y'all did all the work to make sure it's good by the time I play it.
All right, you said you have one more game that you've been playing?
Which brings us to the last thing. Actually, hold on. Do you want to tackle some tips before we get the last game?
Sure, hold on. Let me switch scenes, and I can bring the chat window up. We got Immersive Cat, which is a great name. I'm so immersed in his feline. With the level 2 membership, says, Hey cats, what's up? One question. How often do you play VR seated instead of standing? Do you think it breaks immersion? Asking because my back is hurting. I only play seated when it makes sense. If it's a game with any kind of like, right where you're running around, I am definitely standing. If it's a game where you're driving, I'm sitting. Crave, I'm sitting because for most of that game you're crouching anyway, so it makes sense. But I would say about 90% of the time I'm playing standing. What about you?
It just depends on the game. If it's more immersive to sit in the game, I sit. If it's more immersive to stand, I stand. Like you said, Gran Turismo, it's like, you don't play that standing up.
That would make.
But that being said, there's a couple games that if I sink so many hours into them, eventually I'll just want to start sitting playing it. Like No Man's Sky and Hitman, I tend to play sitting now, which I did not before. So yeah, there's exceptions. Like when a game has hundreds of hours of content, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to stand all hundreds of hours I play it. But yeah, I prefer whatever is more immersive, like you.
Yeah, I think Wes says he plays everything seated. So yeah, you gotta do what you got to do.
You can play seated and it not ruin the immersion. It's just more immersive sometimes to stand up.
Okay. Comic book guy upgraded his membership to level 2. Thank you so much for the support, buddy. That's great. GameCat, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2, says, Brian playing Bridge Sim while I wait for a Tabor review. Keep waiting. Although I'm going to be playing a lot of Tabor this week for sure, because because we got the top 25 debate happening maybe this weekend if we can get everybody on board. But again, no promises. Yeah, that is. I mean, I think most of my week is going to be spent playing that game, to be honest with you. Gamecatto with the Australian 10 says, Struth Cobber, AJ playing chess before beating up cats on the slopes and having a hell of a good time. Are we in the Matrix? AJ, B Haptics and 90s. I'd pay good super chat money on Underground to see that. B Haptics and
you don't
90s.
You don't have to pay anything. Just make them tell them to add B-Haptic support, and it'll be doable. But if you want to pay me,
I think it
sure.
does have B-Haptic support, AJ.
No, does it?
I think it does.
Looking at the official website, I see no 90s skiing on the compatibility list.
I'm looking. Help us out. Help us out, Gamecatto. Let us know so we can figure this out.
No, it does not. But it's not showing at least. Yeah, 90s Extreme Ski. I'd like to play this. The problem is I don't really play multiplayer a lot, man. That's the difficult part. But I am wanting to check it out for sure. You had me kind of sold on checking it out when you mentioned that you can melee each other while snowboarding or skiing. That's the other thing. I'm also way more of a snowboarding guy than a skiing guy, but they're small difference.
Ace Gamercat says no support for it.
Yep.
Okay, so using the audio haptics, I guess, is what they're talking about, or what?
Oh, okay.
Okay. You should join us. I'm definitely down to take you out onto the slopes, AJ, and so we can play because it's a good time. And just getting to punch you out would be fucking awesome. It's good.
I agree.
And also I haven't tested it out on my Pro yet, and it does have Pro support, so that'd be a good excuse. Sorry, I gotta get the tip window back up here. Thanks for the support, Gamecatto. We appreciate you. Snafu with the $2 tip says, that gravity gun, though. I think he's talking about Lies and Rain, right? Using the gravity gun to jump. That what he's talking about?
Oh, yeah, that thing's awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a weird section, but I love it. But it definitely seems like out of place a little bit, but I think the gameplay is out of place right there. But yeah, they maybe need to tighten up that platforming a little bit. Like, it's good, I like it, but it's a little loosey goosey.
I mean, it's a double jump. It's
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been really interesting watching people's response to the demo, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's so repetitive," and I was like, "What? It's so repetitive? Like that demo is more repetitive, less repetitive than the entire Alien Rogue Incursion game or the entire game of Metro Awakening, right? It had more variety, and we're just seeing the first 90 minutes or hour or whatever of potentially, I don't know, a 10-hour game." So it's been really, really interesting to see. Like, for me, I'm like, oh, it's cool that they gave us one or two of those sections, but like, where does it go, right? Like what? For me, it's like everything that I've got questions about just intrigues me. You know, I'm not disappointed by anything. I'm more intrigued by everything, and so I'm I'm very curious, man, about Lies and Rain. I really, really hope that we're going to get a nice big 10-hour campaign and that we're going to see lots and lots more of those sections and it all makes sense and it all comes together. Because right now I'm like, wow, it's fucking kind of all over the place in the best possible way. Prozac 380, what's up with the $5? Says, got 2 extra actual cats watching the show today. Cat sitting for my neighbor while she's in the hospital. Oh, sorry to hear about your neighbor. And one of them just vomited on the carpet.
Very nice. I'm watching a cat too. We're like cat sitting bros.
I thought you were watching my cat.
No, but I would love. Hey, anytime you need me to watch Tornado,
just ship her down to
fly her,
Georgia.
Yeah, you just fly her down here.
She'll be okay here.
Dude, she would love it here. Okay, I am a great pet host. Just ask my groundhogs and my deer and my opossums and the cat.
Mm-hmm. AJ, what else have you been playing? Let's wrap this segment up. More.
All right. So to round this out, the last thing that I played this weekend, what if I told you was one of the most coolest things in VR I've done in a while. Not swimming. It's not hubris. Dude, I finally played Galaxy Kart with a haptic vest because it has native support. So the significance here, it was funny. I'm like, I am playing on, let's see, PS5 is what, $500. PSVR2, when I got it, it was $550. That's $1,000 right there. About $500 for the racing rig total and the chair, and then another $2,000, Brian. $2,000 spent on Galaxy Kart, and let me just tell you, it was worth it. It is amazing. Do you want to know why?
No, because I've been telling you for literally 2 years that it's amazing. I'm glad you finally fucking listened.
Oh, well, no. Well, it's been heavily updated, but I'm talking about with the haptics vest specifically.
Yeah. Please tell me.
So, by the way, I will say, the job that they have done with Galaxy Kart, holy shit. It's really, really good. Like the graphics are really nice now. Like they've been hitting this thing more past beyond like what they've announced. I know this has to be the case because there's like a lot of stuff I'm noticing here where I'm like, why does everything just look like way better than the last time I jumped in, which wasn't that long ago. But it looks even better. And it makes a huge difference. It's actually a really quality game. I still feel like there's something missing from Galaxy Kart to really, really like everybody should be playing this, and this should be like everybody should have this. This should be a really popular IP. Something is missing. I don't know if it's not original enough or the art style's not grabbing people enough or something is missing. I don't know what it is.
Have you played it in multiplayer? Have you actually gone in there with...
No, but I don't play. I've hardly ever played Kart Racers multiplayer ever. And I have a great time. Multiplayer is not going to make the difference here. It's not missing something in terms of like content wise, although I do have some ideas for that. More on that later. It's just something is missing. I don't know what it is. Maybe the I don't know, because the characters are great. I love playing as the hot dog guy with the hot dog mobile and the special weapon of ketchup, sticky ketchup. Like, this game's so charming and so cool and so fun. Now it's actually like performs really well. But dude, the haptics vest with this thing and a racing wheel, next level. You know why? Because you get headset rumble, you get controller rumble, and you get the vest rumble. So you have almost what feels like you're in an arcade suit or something like that. Like, you know, when you go to the arcade and you get to play on the racing wheel, and remember how cool that is? Because it's like, oh, it's like a physical, you know, racing wheel, and it rumbles and everything, and it looks cool. This is like that on steroids, dude. Like hitting a boost pad and feeling it go from top to bottom, feeling it go, and and like from starting from your head, work its way through the controller, and then through the vest is like, holy shit, dude. Galaxy Kart with the haptics vest, I cannot recommend it enough. And I'm to the point, I'm like so close to being like, everybody go out and buy a haptics vest. The only reason I'm not ready yet is because if you only have a PS5, it's limited to 18 games, and you may not like all those 18 games. There is the audio to haptics feature, but holy shit, this was such. I'm like, dude, like I'm playing on a PlayStation console with a VR headset that has eye-tracked foveated rendering, haptics and adaptive triggers, headset rumble, a racing wheel, a racing rig, and a haptics vest. This is like, dude, this is awesome. This is like the fact that not enough, like, I can't believe like more people don't talk about this. Even the tech bros. It's like, dude, like this is really impressive and really awesome. No other headset out there, zero, can say that they have headset rumble, haptics adaptive triggers, racing wheel, and haptics vest support all together. Nothing. And eye tracking. Nobody can say that. It should be talked about more. It should be mentioned more. This is on a console. The only console VR. Anyways, that's my.
And if you have PlayStation Plus Premium, you get a free demo. You get a free trial, half hour, I think, to get in there and check it out for yourself. $20, man. $20 for the game is a great game. I agree with I think it was Corey in the chat who said it's great with or without a vest, with or without a racing rig. It is great, absolutely. So I would say don't, just because it's great with those things doesn't mean it's not great without those things. So I would definitely, this is the kind of developer you want to support. Like the game didn't sell great at the beginning. And you know, we said, hey, we'd love it if you made this game 90 native instead of reprojected 120. It's a racing game. We want to feel that sense of speed. He goes, oh, okay, and did it. And we're like, well, man, it would be really great if you added more maps and more characters to race as and more power ups. You know, every single racer has their own unique cooldown ability. And they just non-stop kept adding and adding and adding and adding to this game. This is the kind of studio you want to reward, and then say, here, have our money, man. Like you are doing the things that we want. Why didn't we get Crash Team Racing when that got when that got remastered? How easy would that have been, you know, to bring to VR? But no, we didn't get that, and you know, it's just crazy. They're the only ones that delivered a kart racing game. And it's really great, and it just keeps getting better. So
it is. They not only added on to it, but they went back and like repaired and fixed and improved a bunch of the old stuff that was there. So like, you know, like the first time they had that level where you're driving through the field of sheep and there's like sheep everywhere.
Yeah.
Like now you go through that and it's like super sharp and clear, super smooth, and like the sound effects are great. I think they've even upgraded the music on the game. Because the soundtrack is better too. Like everything is better about this game. So they definitely need to be rewarded. This game's worth the full price now. I've been saying it for a while now, like, but they just continue. Like it continues to get better, with the latest being the B-Haptics Vest. So if you have a B-Haptics Vest, you have to go play Galaxy Kart, because you probably have a wheel too. If you have that vest, you probably have all the accessories. Listen, man, that vest is expensive, but that is something we like. It is a phenomenal accessory, like phenomenal. It is so cool to have haptics all around you, everywhere. Super cool.
There you have it. I just like driving with one hand, shooting with the other. This is you could probably count the number of times I've said that, and it's like practically in triple digits now, right? The number of times I'll be like, oh, I just, you know, that's why I want a Grand Theft Auto game in VR. That's why I just want to be, I want one hand on the steering wheel and another hand with a gun, and that's exactly what they're giving me here. Except sometimes the gun is a giant hammer, and sometimes the gun is a gun, and sometimes the gun is a, UFO, all sorts of weird
Yeah.
power-ups.
Yeah, the gameplay is super fun. But dude, I can't wait. Like, this has to be the first thing you try with your haptics vest. It's gonna you will understand. You'll finally understand once you play Galaxy Kart, I think.
I saw DJ Dirty Yellow in the chat say that he thinks that this should be a hybrid game. Maybe. I think the problem is that there's just so, like, when it comes to competition of, look how many kart racers there are on the flat screen. I think that's the problem. I don't know how much time or money or effort it would cost to bring this into the flat screen space. And then what are the rewards? I know that Reggie tried to do that with Honor and Duty D-Day, and I don't think it paid off. Right? Like, think about how many first-person shooters there are that you're competing with on the flat screen. There's just so many kart racers. I don't know if it'll pan out.
Sonic. You got like a Sonic one coming out really soon. The flat screen VRs. Flat screen kart racers, super competitive. Yeah,
for sure. And there's great ones and there's not so great ones. And if this, sometimes things are really good in VR because they're in VR. Right? How good would this be without VR? That's the real question. So,
what I would love to see for Galaxy Kart, though, last thing I'll say, I think this game's phenomenal. I think it needs to get more praise. I don't know if it's top 25, but I could see there being an argument made for it. But it's just really, really good in its own right. That being said, I would love like some mini games mode. Like give me like a little battle arena like they would with Mario Kart back in the day, like, run into each other, knock off the balloons. Give me a battle mode or some mini games. They could Mario Party the hell out of this game and make it even better. It would work perfectly because it's just so cartoony and pretty looking, and like it works. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to think about this. There is something missing from the game. There is something I can't put my finger on that this game needs to really, get people's attention more, but what's there is really good.
It's still a budget game. You know what I mean? It's like when you look at all the things that Mario Kart offers. I'll tell you what I think is missing. I think 6 players is just too few people on a track at once. At one point you could play 8 players on this, but it led to a lot of bugs and crashing, like literal game crashing. And so to make sure that didn't happen, they limited it to 6 players. But my thing is bring back the 8 players. I want it to be 12 players, on a map. But I just don't know.
Nobody's gonna be playing it though. Like they multiplayer games have a hard time getting 2-3 players going.
Well, then they'll let me play with however many players I want. If I can only get 6 together, then I'll play with 6. But if I can get full grid of 12, then I'll do that. The problem is, AJ. The problem is if we have a developer who's very passionate about his game and has updated it, even with B haptic support, long after the sales died off, right? But these things that we're asking for, these other additions, aren't going to happen. Not unless everyone goes out there and buys it. And so this is a studio that cares more about PSVR2 than most gamers. Right, they're the ones porting so many games over from the PC, from Quest, and they're doing phenomenal jobs. They really understand the PSVR2 hardware better than most developers do, and so like we want to support these guys, support people who are doing good work. And so I'm not a huge fan of Skyclimb, and I don't think their other game, Honey Pot or whatever it's called, looks great. But I'll go to bat for this game all day, every day. So like, go buy it. Support these guys.
Buy Galaxy Kart. Go buy Arken. Go buy Hellsweeper. That's the message of the day.
Sure.
Go download Of Lies and Rain and play it.
Of Lies and Rain. We should definitely support them. However you pronounce their studio. Gamecatto with the Australian $5 says, I figure if I mention B-Haptics, then Tuner Max may be inspired to implement it. If they did, I'd buy a vest. Do it, Tuner Max. Do it. Yeah, do it so that you can sell some B-Haptics vests. I hope 90s Extreme Skiing took off as well, because again, I was not a fan of it at the beginning, and then playing it multiplayer, I'm like, this is so much fun. And I'm wondering how many people like me got to go back and actually check out the multiplayer edition once they added it, because
I don't think anybody bought this.
No, well that's a shame. I mean, I don't know. I hope that changes, because it's a fun game. I had fun with it. Thundercat with the £5 says, need help searching for your VR accessories review. Just couldn't find it. Sure, just hit me up on Discord and I will show you. I will point it out to you. It's right fucking there. sorry. I know, man. I suck. I'm the worst content creator there is. Everybody else manages to get reviews out on time and tackle videos that they're supposed to do, and I'm just like, man, and I'm drowning, and I'll never get the air that I need. But you're right. It needs to happen, especially during this slow time. I really want to knock out a bunch of videos. I got one that's probably coming out within the next week if I can make it happen. That I've been really wanting to get out for the last couple months. So that's a really important one for me. The accessory video is another one, but it's a little bit further down the list. So hopefully this, like I said, this slower time, I can knock out some of this stuff. But we'll see how it goes. You guys are patient, and I love you for it. Thank you very much. AJ, real quick. I didn't know if I want to bring this up, but I'm going to. There's a game coming to PlayStation 5 called Labyrinthine. How do you spell it?
I don't like where this is going.
Labyrinthine. Okay. And here's the trailer for it. Looks pretty good. And apparently, it's also coming to PC, and they said it's going to be it's going to have VR support on Steam when it launches. And so I forget who it was, VR Fanatic, PSVR Fanatic, I think, maybe, asked them on Twitter and said, hey, is this also going to get VR support on PlayStation 5 when it launches? And the answer was so strange, AJ, that I have to put it up here on the screen, because I've never seen a community manager or anybody respond in this way before. Their response was, I'll double check with the porting studio and we'll follow up. If it's not available at launch, it may be in the future. Wouldn't you check with the porting studio prior to even responding? And so basically, anybody who's still using Twitter, make sure you go and respond to this at Valco Studios. Respond to this message with your love for PSVR2. Because the game looks good. Looks very interesting. They obviously, they're a studio that is interested in VR. I don't know who the port studio is, but let's sirens on my end. Let's get these guys to at least consider PSVR2 support. I've already DM'd them, and I'm trying to have a conversation with them. But I think what they don't need me. They need 1,000 of us all saying this is something we want. So that's it. Just a heads up.
I haven't seen the trailer. I have no idea what the game is, but
all good.
Just make sure, and if it's something that I think could be a good fit for the platform, something you'd like, something that a lot of people would buy, be worth everyone's time, then yeah.
It has a little, I forget who said it, but I agree with you. It has a little bit of a Spooky's jump scare mansion to it, but more realistic multiplayer. And while you're going through this labyrinth, you're also solving puzzles. Yeah.
I did see it. Yeah, I did like the spooky. It was like a little cardboard cutout thing that came out. I was like, yeah, I saw it. Looked cute.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bam in the chat says, is it something we want, though? It's something I want. So, I very selfishly, the answer is yes. But is it something you want? I don't know. You have to tell me. And if it is, then make sure your voice gets heard, because it sounds like they're not opposed to it. I just hope they have a good port studio.
Yeah. And if it's not something you don't want, then don't go say anything.
Yeah. And unless you want me to get what I want. And
yeah. Or that too.
Listen, I don't care that much about other racing sims. I've already got the racing sim that I need. But if any other racing sim, like Assetto Corsa Evo, somebody told me it's pronounced, not Evo. Sorry. Or motorsport racing, is that what it's called? Project Motor Racing. I'm in full support of all of these, right? Because I know that there's a real desire for these games to come to PSVR 2, right? So I'm out there being like, yes, let's make it happen. But I don't care that much. I want a Ridge Racer in VR. I want an arcade racer. So I feel like if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. How about that? Is that a good agreement? Huh? The answer is no. Everyone's sick of horror games, and I don't care. All right, AJ, one more tip, and then we're going to do a 4-minute challenge. You get a game picked out?
Yep.
Cool. We got Gamecatto with the Australian $10 says, we had too many people for a 4-person lobby in 90s Extreme Ski. Oh, hold on. It's going to be more than one tip. Sorry. Scroll up. What's the tip window always breaks. We had too many people for a 4-person lobby in 90s Extreme Skiing. See new games on the leaderboards every day, meeting new players. So yeah, it does seem to be growing, gaining momentum and selling more each day, AJ. Let's hope it's
Very
enough.
good.
Let's go. I think you're single-handedly selling the game though, Gamecatto. I don't think it's
Yeah.
we need more people talking about this game. Same with Galaxy Kart, right? Like we love being over here and really giving the attention to certain games that need some extra love. When developers are doing things that we love, we want to spread the word.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, but it needs to be more than us, right? We need to be seeing like all the other VR content creators, talking about this stuff and getting the word out there. Because I mean, our community is not as big as people think it is, right? When I look and we've got what 110 roughly 1,000 subscribers. We don't have 110,000 views on each video, right? We get about 4 or 5, maybe 6,000 views on GamesCast. And reviews tend to be between 10 and 20,000 views. It's not a lot, right? And so even if every single person that sees GamesCast goes out and buys 90s Extreme Skiing, it's not enough, right? So we need to spread the word. Gamecatto is doing an awesome job. He's making videos. He's out on Twitter, like posting about it. Like we got to be really vocal about these games that we love. So it takes a village, they say, AJ. It takes a village. But I don't know if that expression I just used right or not, but we're gonna run with that. It takes a Resident Evil village, AJ. Okay, I quit. All right, you guys. Oh no, it's not time to say that. It's GameCat, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2 tip, says what dollar or unit sales make PSVR2 port worth it for developers? How much money or units sold? I don't know. It all depends on the game.
It depends on the game. It depends on how much they got a loan for, or spent of their own money. It all depends. Different studios are different. We've seen small studios spend way too much and not able to make it back, but we've also seen them more experienced studios make what feels like a big indie. Vitruvius is a great example of like how to do things right. Because they are clearly finding some kind of sustainable thing that's working for them. And some devs can sell the exact same amount and completely go under. So
yeah,
really depends on the game, the scope of the game, the size of the team, budget. Big AAA games need more than 50,000 sales. Let's put it that way.
Right. This is why we need to support indie studios, right? Because we've been watching Vitruvius grow, starting with Marvels, and then Shadow Legend, and then Arken Age, and who knows what's next, like whether it be DLC or Arken Age 2. And they were 2 people for most of that. Now they're 4 people, and so they're growing. Like they're not, they didn't add 50 employees when they got success with Shadow Legend. They just learned their craft better and took their time and made their next game and made sure that even if it didn't sell well, that they weren't going to go under, right? They're growing, but they're growing smartly and slowly, and they're quickly becoming, if they're not already, one of the best VR studios out there, competing with people like Skydance, people like Servios, who have much larger teams. And so when we say Arken Age sells big, I don't even mean it's like sells big compared to Resident Evil Village. I mean it sells big for that studio, and they get to look at their sales and go, "Well, all right, we're making another game," right? And that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's something with the VR space that we really need to be a little bit more aware of and more supportive of. It's hard it's hard to convince that to people outside of the VR space. Like, it's going to be really difficult. Like, they see, but people within the VR space, I think, are smart enough to understand that, like, yeah, like that's why some of these games are smaller scope, but if you support these games, then you get the bigger scope version of the game. Like how you go from Mervils to Shadow Legend to Arken Age. This is why I've wanted to support games like, all sorts of things like Hellsweeper. Like, I want to see that continue. I want to see that keep going. Because I think it's the start of something really special, and it could lead to something pretty amazing. Yeah. There's other examples, but I won't.
Roy Martini with the level 1 membership says it takes a Resident Evil village. I think he was typing that at the exact same time that I was saying it. But you know what they say, Roy, about great minds. They say we're all fucking dumb. So good luck getting through life. I don't think that's what they say, AJ. Comic book guy with the £2. Oh, said nothing?
Said nothing, which is perfect because
Time to
I have to go
up
soon. Yeah.
All right. All right, it's time to play a little 4-minute challenge. AJ's got a game, he's got in mind, and so let's fucking move this along. Everybody out there, help me out. Make sure we've got an infinite number of yes or no questions, but only 4 minutes to ask them in to figure out what PSVR1 or PSVR2 game AJ is thinking of. So let's put 4 minutes up on the clock up on the counter the way that Jeremy likes it, and figure out what game it is. Guys, suggest good questions in the chat, and then suggest good games that it might be based on the answers we get. On your mark, get Dez. Go. Is it on PSVR 2?
Yes.
Is it also on PSVR 1?
No.
Okay. Is it on Quest or Steam?
No.
Okay, so PSVR 2 only, it seems. Has this developer made other PSVR 2 games?
PSVR 2 games. Pass.
Has this developer made PSVR 1 games?
Pass. Don't know.
I don't think you're allowed to pass. Is it based on a known IP?
No.
Is there full locomotion?
I'm going to say no.
Teleportation? Have you played this game?
I think so.
I don't think you played this game.
Barely.
Okay. Is there multiplayer?
No.
Okay, so single player. Would you call it a full game rather than an experience?
No.
It's more of an experience.
Yes.
Okay. Is this game set on planet Earth?
I don't know, kind of. Maybe. I don't know where it's set.
Is this a one-person dev team?
I don't know.
Is it You're aging the fuck out of this right now. Is it a shooter? Do you shoot guns?
No.
Do you shoot anything?
No, it's not a game.
Some experiences have. Anyway. Would you call it a walking sim?
No.
Okay, so it's not like the utility room. That's where my head was going. Is it? Bam's wondering if it's educational.
Yes.
Is it hybrid?
Is it hybrid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it about climate change?
Sort of. Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta download the trailer before I guess it. I don't even know what it's called. Copy, link address. Copy, link address. AJ, is this Climate Station?
Released.
Oh my god, shoot me.
1 month ago. June 18th, 2025. For all the haters that say Sony doesn't support PSVR2, that say Sony doesn't have any first party games. Well, guess what? You could suck it, because Climate Station released last month And it's a Sony exclusive.
Who needs Uncharted VR when you've got Climate Station?
Oh yeah, it's actually surprisingly kind of well done. But I was like, really, the real thing I was thinking was like, who the hell's the guy at Sony that works on VR? We need to harass this dude, get him on something better project than this. You deserve better, developer. No, but actually, it's boring as fuck, and I wish it was pretty much anything else. But it's pretty well made.
Yeah. Fuck you, Sony, and your woke propaganda.
And it's 2019 climate change. It's like it's all the information, all the data that it shows is for 2019. So it's like it
takes a long time to collect that data.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't.
Or have they been developing this for 5 years?
I didn't, dude. Yeah. Yep. I have no interest whatsoever. As somebody who plays everything on PSVR2, I may never play this, and it's free.
I just wanted to tell the haters, suck it.
I hate learning stuff.
They're technically wrong. They're technically wrong.
Yeah.
Technically.
You know what's better than being technically wrong? Actually wrong. And I wish they were actually wrong. Where the hell is Uncharted VR, AJ?
Dude, Uncharted. You still with the Uncharted, man.
It's the first one that comes to mind when you think Sony first party IP. Is that the one I want the most? Not really.
You're stuck in 15 years ago, Brian.
Yeah, so was Uncharted 4. My irrational hatred for that game makes no sense. But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, so if you're picking one first party game to get VR support,
it's a great one.
Is it Returnal?
Great pick. It might be Returnal.
I kind of want Infamous 2.
No, I'm not a big. I'm not.
Hours.
I'll take Infamous Festival of Blood in VR.
Festival of Blood's great. It's just too short. I'll take Second Son. I want Second Son.
I like Festival of Blood more than any other Infamous, which I know everyone's going to hate me for. Yeah. You agree with me? You're crazy.
Festival of Blood is the best Infamous game.
Oh my gosh! Do not say these words, Brian.
No, it is. It is. It's
like,
just
I don't even have the balls to say that out on the air.
I just wish it was 12 hours long. That's the only downside, is that it's short.
But I do agree. But it's
we're wicked smart, AJ. That's why wicked smart.
Spider-Man is like the, hey, let's sell some VR headsets.
Yeah, that's the one. That's really the one.
That's the seller. That's the seller right there.
I'll put God of War in the top 3 as well, just because I think people want to be Kratos, and I think the Blades of Chaos would be amazing. So yeah. Also Uncharted, top 5. But like, hey, I'm the crazy one that wants Uncharted 1 in VR, and that is like, right? Uncharted 1's still my favorite.
My gosh.
It just follows that Indiana Jones formula to a T, where it's like everything's so fucking relatively realistic until the end, where it's just like supernatural shit takes over. And I'm like, I always loved that about Indiana Jones, where it was just like pretty grounded in reality until it's not, and then it just goes balls to the wall. I'm like, that's a great way to end any indie movie.
Uncharted, that's the third best Uncharted, Brian.
It might be, but it's the one I like the most. And I love 2 and 3. I really did. And then I fell off big time. All right, AJ,
I'm with you there. I know there's a lot of Uncharted 4 lovers out there. I'm not one of them, sadly. I think you hate Uncharted 4 more than I do. First of all, I don't hate it, but you dislike it more than I do because you didn't even play the best part, which was like the last hour.
Yeah, and I've said it before. If anybody's like, I'm just going to save myself from all the comments. I'll just explain why I didn't like Uncharted 4. I had already played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 on PlayStation 3 when they came out, as they came out, and then I played the trilogy, the collection, again back to back to back on PlayStation 4, and then I played Uncharted 4 like immediately I was like, God, it was just Uncharted overkill. And so like the formula felt so stale and boring to me at that point. It was my own fault. I marathon fucking 50 hours of Uncharted games. I was like, you don't do that before starting the new Uncharted game.
I made that mistake with Devil May Cry, so I feel you.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. This was a fun way to start the week off. Really appreciate y'all being here. We love you so very much. And I'm glad we skipped one of those topics because, man, we'd be here for another hour. But Wes, if Wes is listening, you better get ready because we're going to tackle this topic on Wednesday's show or Wednesday's show. Thanks everybody who supports the channel, whether it be over on patreon.com/withoutparole-games. That's how you get your name on that little scroll down there, the $3 tier. It just scrolls endlessly. Also, thank you to everybody who is a member over here. We appreciate it. Don't forget, you get a free super chat every single month. Also, if you tip during the show, we appreciate it. Big time. You guys are keeping the lights on. Thank you so much. But even if you're not supporting the channel financially, we're just happy that you're here. This community is everything. You guys are awesome. And couldn't do it without you. So thank you for being here, shooting the shit while we try to entertain you, helping during 20 questions, or sitting back, watching the show and not saying a goddamn word. We know you're out there. And we love you just as much. What the fuck is that?
It's my lightsaber chopsticks I got from Maestro.
For the love of God, AJ, cue the goddamn cat.
Get the motherfucking cat break, because I want to say see you guys on Wednesday to Markio, the legendary Platinum Underground Gamecat says, have a good week, Gamecats. Yes, I agree, Markio. Kramer 3K, the always late Gamecat says, I never see my name. Ace, I wonder why. Ace Gamer Cat says Joom, and you know what's funny is that I don't even know if Kramer 3K is a Patreon or not, but just knowing him for so long, I'm gonna assume he's not. So, and
he's always waiting for shit to go on sale.
we need to have a summer Patreon sale. It's $1.
No. I would say I respect people who wait for shit to go on sale because you want to make the most of your money. I think that's really important. And if you're not supporting me in order to be able to buy more games, I fucking am all for it. Let's go.
We've also got Melchiah the Soul Reaping Gamecat Razio. I still never played that remake. I bet you that's on sale right now. Jay the Phobiated Render Gamecat coming in at 90 native frames per second and crispy, fresh quality visuals. Corey Reviews and others says, peace out, Gamecat. Gamecat, specifically White Tiger, says the Super Chat XP leaderboard is fun. What do you think of the Super Chat XP leaderboard?
It's fun.
That's great. Silver Nexus says, take care, be merry, and game on. Gamecats, thank you, Silver Nexus. Scott the PSVR Gamecat for life says another hour. Let's go. No, I think I'm good. Techno Glitch. Actually, I would stay, but I have to go feed animals. Techno Glitch. Laters. Corey Reviews and others. I already got you, but you get a second one because you're just that fucking awesome, Corey.
Wow.
Thundercat.
He's never said that about me, Corey. So fucking feel special.
Oh, old Darth says, stay cool, cats. Yes, stay cool. It's hot out there. SB, what is up, man? Ian Stambridge says, AJ, the Indiana Jones movie that went balls to the wall was the porn version of the Crystal Skulls.
Whoa.
I somehow got that. I haven't, without having seen basically any Indiana Jones in 20 years, except for the originals. Bebito Ramos says Uncharted 1 is amazing. I love all four though. Well, that takes away the strength of your Uncharted 1 love. But you know what doesn't take the strength away from your Uncharted 1 love? The Feder PSVR2 says in here like I left something. Pew! Dan Kiefer says, oh my god, we all agree on what? What do we all agree on?
No idea.
I don't know, but we'll never know. Maybe we'll find out later. Scott the PSVR Gamecatto for life. You get a second shout out too because you're awesome and much cooler than Brian.
Everyone's cooler than me.
No, that's not true. I'm not cooler than you. I know this may be a shock to you. I know this is. I know of all the controversies and hard times that I've dragged you through, this is probably the most controversial. But no, you are actually much cooler than I am. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you.
What? Oh, geez, yes. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. All right, we're gonna have to look to Miles for coolness factor at this point. We're in big trouble.
It's okay. It's okay. Our standards are pretty low, so we're good.
Great. Can we leave now? Are we allowed to leave?
I think so.
I mean, it's your show. You got to tell me.
Wait, can I do a lightsaber dance before we leave?
Oh my God! You really want me to turn the camera back on?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, there's no. Wait, where are you? Oh, of course. Of course, there's a blue box. That couldn't go seamless, could it? OBS? No, it couldn't. No, it couldn't. Oh my God, where are you?
Oh,
There he is. There he is.
Okay, done.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Somebody had some posts to that.
Yeah, without music, it was a little underwhelming. You do another